What's up guys, and welcome back to another episode of Cork to Glory. This is episode number 7. And we start today's episode off with a bid for Joshua McCoy. We literally just promoted this guy from our academy in the very last episode, and it was Accrington Stanley. Who are they? Exactly. And a bid came in for £430,000. Someone get that reference, please. Don't make me feel old. But a bid came in for £430,000, and we turned it down. He hasn't even played a single minute of professional football yet, I believe. Yeah, a big bid coming in there. I think the biggest bid we had so far in the series. So clearly, that tells me this kid might have something special in the future. Touch wood, that will be the case. So for the first game of 3 in today's episode here, taking on Colchester United away from home on one of our best runs of the season so far, which has seen us go 11 points clear of the teams in the playoffs right now, as we sit in second place, 5 points behind the league leaders Bradford City with a game in hand. A chance to cut the gap to 2 points in this game here away from home, and we were 2-0 down early onto the game. Shocking start, but 14 minutes before the break, we were back in the game. Deficit hard for our Finnish right back who we signed on a free transfer, Nikolai, hello, with I believe his second goal in 2 games there, making it 2-1 as we half the deficit. 12 minutes after the restart, a chance to battle back from 2 goals down and make it 2-2, which we'd do so as well. Galvin with the goal sees us get back on level terms here with just over half an hour to go, and then with 16 minutes remaining in the game, coming back from 2 goals down, a chance to make it 3-2 and turn the game on its head, get ourselves in front for the first time. McGlade gets in behind his man, beats Gherkin to the ball and drills it into the bottom corner to complete a fantastic comeback, not for the first time this season. 2 goals down and lead by 3-2. But the game was not done yet, because as I've been saying throughout the course of the entire season, this is League 2, alright? This is League 2, where the standard of defending is absolutely shocking from every single team. Goalkeepers couldn't catch a cold. Practically every shot on target finds the back of the net, and it was the case in this game as well. Dying seconds of the match, holding on to a big 3 points would have cut the gap on the Bantams to 2. Colchester nick a point in stoppage time, and all that great work was undone in the dying stages. Battle back from 2 goals down to lead 3-2, and then of course threw away 2 points right at the end. Hey, still a great comeback, right? But either way, 6-goal thriller, 3-3 the final score. Both teams share a point in that game, and the fact that that might not have been the most exciting game of the 3 in today's episode, well yeah, all I'll tell you is this. This is League 2, alright? This is what you got to expect at this level. Sort of games like that. Loads of lead changes, lots of ties, lots of goals, loads of action, and just absolute chaos from start to finish. So, following the game, I decided to put 3 more players from our academy into our pro team. They were Ronan Dugan, a holding midfielder that I'm going to train as a central midfielder. Doesn't seem that great on the defensive end, despite the medium defensive work rate. So I think going forward, he'll be better there. So we'll train him to become an official central midfielder and phase him further forward. Chris Donoghue is going to remain as a holding midfielder, but I've mentioned this guy before. I'm quite excited about this guy. He does look pretty decent. 6'2", medium high work rate, some decent stats to begin with, and whilst he could play as a ball playing centre back, and you know I love them, I'm going to train him as a ball winning midfielder in this team, and that will get up his defensive stats pretty quickly. And also Hugo Humphrey, and this one is bizarre. You've seen quite a few position changes already since the players have come out of the academy since the start of the season. Well, Hugo Humphrey is listed as a striker. Hear me out here. But I think, to us, he should be playing as a right back. And I know what you're thinking. Docs, have you gone mad? Well, sort of. But basically, Humphrey, to me, I don't see him as a striker when he's got 39 finishing. I know he's got high-low work rates, but hear me out. He's quick. He's got good stamina. He's got, reasonably okay defensive stats with 73 strength, 81 aggression, 79 jumping, decent passing. Yeah, to me, I think Humphrey could be a right-back in this team. If we train the defensive work rate up to high, and then have high work rates, plus the high stamina as well, if we can get some better technical stats and defensive stats, I think Humphrey could work out pretty well as a right back in this team. So I know it sounds pretty bizarre, striker to right back, but I think based on the poor technical stats he has going forward, I think he'd be better suited to playing as part of our back 4 in this team. A bizarre position change, but the fact his development plan will only take 2 weeks for him to complete it, I think that tells you all you need to know, really. I think that's probably where his best position is going to be. Still, for the second of 3 in today's episode, aiming to return back to winning ways here away against Port Vale. We were 2 goals up in the first half. Bargary scored the first, and Joshua McCoy gets his first goal in professional football, subject to the bid from Accrington Stanley, but we're keeping him here, gets his first goal and makes it 2-0. At this point, going to the break, I was thinking, right, 2-0 in control. I feel like we should be able to see this game out now. 30 seconds before half-time, Port Vale get back in the game and half the deficit. And then what happens in the second half? Well, like I told you, it's just pure chaos. First of all, a shocking goal to concede. I just can't make a tackle in this division with these defenders. It's ridiculous. 2-2, so Port Vale battered back from 2 goals down to make it 2-2. Then about 12 minutes later, a chance for them to take the lead, which they do so. Guthrie makes it 3-2, and like we did at Colchester, we get a taste of our own medicine now, as Port Vale battle back from 2 goals down to lead. But unlike in the previous game, where Colchester nicked a leveller in stoppage time, oh my god, I mean seriously, like I said, it's just pure chaos, because this is League 2, this is lower league football. I brought out McNulty a mile out from his goal, and he tried to diving header the ball away. Unfortunately, he was second best of the ball. Port Vale knock it on and make it 4-2 with the goal gaping. And then in stoppage time, at this point, I was absolutely fuming. I brought down Robinson, bearing down 1-on-1 with Mark, with Andrew Maguire, and no surprise, it was a definite penalty and a definite red card. I don't know why he put his arms out like that, because that was a clear red card and a clear spot kick. So no complaints from me. We've seen some bad refereeing decisions this season, but that was not one of them. Definitely the right call, and Robinson dispatches the penalty, sends Mark the wrong way, makes it 5-2. Utter chaos from start to finish in this game, and the fact we were leading by 2 goals to nil at some point is just bizarre. 5-2 the final score. Port Vale get the win, and after a great run of form, unfortunately now just 1 point picked up from 6 sees us see the gap between us and Bradford remain at 4, that we have spurned the game in hand. And now we're only 6 points clear of the playoff places, where Oldham occupy 4th place. Crawley are above them in 3rd right now, and only ahead of them on goal difference. So heading into Crawley Town for the 3rd and final game to this episode away from home. This is a massive game here, 3rd versus 2nd, and a chance for them to cut the gap on us to just 3 points as we approach the business end of the season. Well, 8 minutes into the game, I was looking for a better defensive performance. We were already a goal down. Jake Hesketh gives the host the lead, and after a brilliant patch of form, we were now beginning to struggle mightily, because 8 minutes later, they went 2 goals up. Nichols breaches the back line, and it's 2-0 Crawley Town, and we were all at sea heading into this game. And I was thinking, well, the only good thing about this is that based on what we've seen in the recent games, the game's not over yet, and that is the one good thing about League 2. Games, like, you're never out of them. You're never out of a game, regardless of what scoreline it is, regardless of what deficit you have, regardless of what sort of hole you've put yourself in. You're never out of a game, because the standard of defending is that bad, and practically every single shot on target finds the back of the net. So despite being 2 goals down, we scored 2 quick goals in about 6 minutes, as Ewan Plant bagged the brace and rides the wave. You love to see it, as we battle back from 2 goals down to make it 2-2. After a frenetic start, the game died down a little bit, but 17 minutes after the restart, as Nicholson finds Rory Keenan, a lovely through ball releases Ewan Plant. I thought it was offside, but thankfully in League 2, that's another good thing about this division, there's no VAR. So the goal stands, Plant then collides with a Crawley defender, and then does the carrying the team celebration, which at the moment he definitely is. Bags the first hat-trick for Cork City of the series, and makes it 3-2 as we battle back from 2 goals down the lead for the 3rd game in a row. Someone does that today. And then in stoppage time, still leading by 1, looking for a 4th goal to wrap it up. Well, this was crazy, as the corner's whipped in by Morrissey. Leo Yates scores his first professional goal. Leo makes it 4-2, and Cork City win the game in stoppage time. What a bizarre episode, but listen, this is League 2. This is the sort of stuff you expect to see. Leo Yates nutmegs the goalkeeper from a header. I don't think I've ever seen that in this year's FIFA, as he gets his first professional goal. Crawley Town 2, Cork City 4. An absolutely bizarre game. All 3 games today. Utter chaos. But this is exactly what League 2 is all about. Pure chaos from start to finish. You're never out of a game due to how poor the defending is. 4-2 the final score, and my goodness gracious me, what a game. You would have seen for the goal as well, I switched to the receiver. I never do that from corners, but maybe that's what I should start doing now. Just switch to the tallest man in the box, put him next to the goalkeeper, and float a corner in towards the 6-yard area. I think that's probably what I should start doing now, because that worked out well. You know, 1 from 1 for that way of doing things. But regardless, it was time for transfer deadline day. Following that, Josh Honohan's deal did go through, so we get around 260,000 for the sale of our young right back there. And also we see that Connor Davis is returning from injury. Based on how Ewan Plant is doing, he's not going to get back in the team. He might be higher rated, but Plant is our top scorer in this division, and one of the top scorers in the division. And as we sell Jake O'Brien to Tianjin, a Chinese club, we also rejected a bid here for Alec Byrne as well. we do see this deal go through. Jake O'Brien was only like 50 rated, so there's plenty of players in this team that are better than him. He's our worst rated centre-back, and of course, as we know, we have a pretty decent record of getting defence-minded players out of the academy. So, yeah, O'Brien's gone, I'm okay with that. A little bit more cash raised, so £234,000 coming into our bank balance for January. We didn't make a single signing, but the vast majority of clubs didn't either, because this is League 2. There's very little money to work with. So, yeah, a little bit more money going into our budget. We'll save that for the rest of the season, let it carry over for next season, as you see the top deals here in the bottom right of the screen. And after a truly chaotic episode for Cork City, 1 win, 1 draw and 1 defeat, we remain in second but cut the gap on Bradford to a point, with 6 points clear of Oldham in third, and after the win against Crawley, we're now 9 points clear of 4th and 5th as well. 14 games to go, and we've got a genuine chance to pull away as part of the automatic promotion trio. But that weren't today's episode, and a truly bizarre episode of Cork to Glory, guys, so a big thank you for watching. Really hope you have enjoyed it, and the crazy games as well. Much love to you all, have a fantastic day, and I'll see you for the next episode of Cork to Glory very soon.